The elephant rope parable highlights the limiting power of self-imposed beliefs, showing how past experiences can restrict present potential. The two wolves allegory emphasizes the importance of conscious choices in shaping one's character, suggesting that nurturing positive qualities overcomes negative ones. Martin Niemöller's poem, First They Came, warns against the dangers of inaction in the face of injustice, illustrating how complacency allows oppression to escalate. These sources all explore themes of personal responsibility, the consequences of inaction, and the importance of conscious choices in shaping one's life and the world around them. The elephant rope. As a man was passing the elephants, he suddenly stopped, confused by the fact that these huge creatures were being held by only a small rope tied to their front legs. No chains, no cages. It was obvious that the elephants could, at any time, break away from their bonds, but for some reason, they did not. He saw a trainer nearby and asked why these animals just stood there and made no attempt to get away. Well, the trainer said, when they are very young and much smaller, we use the same size rope to tie them, and at that age, it's enough to hold them. As they grow up, they are conditioned to believe they cannot break away. They believe the rope can still hold them, so they never try to break free. The man was amazed. These animals could at any time break free from their bonds, but because they believed they couldn't, they were stuck right where they were. Don't let your mentality hold you back. Author, not known. Folklore story.
The Tale of Two Wolves. An old Cherokee is teaching his grandson about life. A fight is going on inside me, he said to the boy. It is a terrible fight, and it is between two wolves. One is evil. He is anger, envy, sorrow, regret. Greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. He continued, the other is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. The same fight is going on inside you, and inside every other person too. The grandson thought about it for a minute and then asked his grandfather, which wolf will win? The old Cherokee simply replied, the one you feed. Author, not known. Folklore origin. It's considered a folklore story with roots in Native American traditions, particularly attributed to the Cherokee people.
Niemöller's warning. First they came. First they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out, because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. Author, Martin Niemöller. The Elephant Rope. This story illustrates the power of conditioned beliefs and how they can limit potential. The elephants, despite their immense strength, remain bound by a small rope because they were conditioned in their youth to believe that the rope is inescapable. This highlights how past experiences and learned limitations can hinder growth and freedom. The man observing the elephants is confused by the behavior of the elephants, which sets up the lesson of the story that is delivered by the trainer. The core idea is that mental barriers can be more restrictive than physical ones. The story's concluding statement, "Don't let your mentality hold you back," reinforces this idea, suggesting the need for self-awareness and a willingness to challenge perceived limitations. Two wolves. This narrative focuses on the internal battle between good and evil, framing it as a struggle between two wolves within each individual. The evil wolf embodies negative traits such as anger, envy, greed, and arrogance. The good wolf represents positive qualities like joy, peace, love, and compassion. The story suggests that everyone experiences this internal conflict, not just the grandson in the story. The key message is that the outcome of this internal struggle depends on what you choose to nurture or feed. This is a powerful analogy for the importance of making conscious choices that support positive growth and behavior. The story has roots in Native American traditions and is often attributed to the Cherokee people. Niemöller's warning. This piece is a cautionary statement about the dangers of silence and inaction in the face of injustice. The poem emphasizes that failing to speak out against the oppression of others eventually leads to one's own vulnerability. The repetitive structure, "then they came for," underscores the progressive nature of oppression and the importance of collective action. The final line, "then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me," is the crux of the poem, highlighting the isolation that occurs when individuals prioritize self-preservation over standing up for others. This poem speaks directly to social responsibility, and that standing up for others is also standing up for yourself. Connecting the themes, while each story is distinct, there are interconnected themes: personal agency. Both The Elephant Rope and Two Wolves emphasize the importance of personal agency and the power of individual choices. In the first, it is a choice to overcome conditioned belief, and in the second, it is the choice of which internal voice to feed. The Elephant Rope suggests we can break free from self-imposed limitations. The Two Wolves highlights that we have the agency to choose our behaviors and actions. Niemöller's warning also touches on personal agency, emphasizing the consequences of choosing silence and inaction. Inner conflict. The Two Wolves specifically addresses the internal conflict between positive and negative tendencies. The other two stories can also be seen as having an element of conflict, in that the elephant could have chosen to break free, and that those silent when others are targeted can be seen as choosing a side. Impact of beliefs. The Elephant Rope demonstrates how limiting beliefs can restrict potential. In Two Wolves, the central idea is that beliefs or habits of thought that nurture negativity impact behavior. Niemöller's warning suggests that belief systems of indifference or passivity can be equally damaging. All three speak to the importance of understanding the power of belief to shape not only individual lives, but social outcomes. Social responsibility. While not the explicit focus of The Elephant Rope or Two Wolves, all three stories can also be viewed through a social lens. Niemöller's warning explicitly argues that the fate of individuals is interconnected to the fates of others, urging that we should all care for others and not be silent. The Elephant Rope also speaks to social systems where conditioning might impact certain groups, and the Two Wolves story emphasizes the importance of the choices individuals make on the overall quality of life. In summary, these three texts, though different in origin and style, collectively emphasize the power of individual choices, the influence of beliefs, the importance of self-awareness, and the impact of social responsibility.